let's start off with the huge news coming out a couple hours ago, an hour ago, or whatever it was. Tramell Jones does commit to Florida, something that we were all really expecting to happen. Don't think it comes off as a surprise. But I think this is going to be huge for the Gators, not just because we've seen the QB room get to that third string QB. We saw Aiden Warner against Texas and Georgia. He did not look good. So I think it helps bolster that room. But I think it also is going to help bring in some of these other big-time commits like a Solomon Thomas and Jamie French. I'm pretty sure we'll get back to that. We saw his name. I'm pretty sure I saw Steve Wiltfong pronounce it Jamie. Okay. So I think that's what we're going to go with unless I hear otherwise. But he's definitely going to help bring those two guys in, French in particular, being teammates with him. I mean, what do you think of this news and how it can affect the rest of the class?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the kind of thing that is really going to directly impact the 2025 team because, I mean, I think we all expect this is going to be DJ Lagway's team for next year and probably the year after. 100%. So, I think it's more about the message it sends. I mean, first of all, flipping him from Florida State. I mean, obviously Florida State, a program kind of dealing with its own problems, but I think that sends an important message within the state about kind of where the confidence level's at in Florida's program. I also think, kind of like you said, it's important as you're trying to flesh out this class now with some of these higher end talents. I mean, Jamie French, obviously, because he's his teammate, but even these other guys that we saw on campus this week, having a quarterback is a big deal. That guy is kind of a lot of times the leader of the class and kind of the most prominent recruiter within your group of recruits. I mean, we saw that with DJ Lagway last year. DJ Lagway was incredibly vocal in trying to get guys to commit to Florida. So I think it's just a huge deal to have sort of the face of the class kind of in place, even though obviously Vernell Brown is the highest rated commit.
He definitely is. And I think we're also getting help from DJ Lagway with this class, with how he's playing, with helping with French and maybe Dallas Wilson. Don't want to go too far there, but maybe he helps with those guys. But Tramell Jones also. I think Jones for this class might have more of an impact on this class than Lagway did for his 2024 cycle. So I think that's a big thing. But looking more at Tramell Jones as a player, I was watching some of his highlights film. Lot like Lagway with a bit of mobility. He's not necessarily a run-first QB. One thing we really like with Lagway is he'll scramble off the pocket and maneuver in the pocket, but he's keeping his eyes down the field. He's looking to make that big-time pass. So that is something you really love to see out of a quarterback. Not sure about the arm strength. He does have a good touch and some nice accuracy, but I'm not sure if he can make those next-level throws that we see from a Lagway.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at his ratings, his recruiting rating, I think that kind of lines up with that. It's not, an elite talent as a high school recruit. He's a solid 4-star, top 250, I think, guy, that kind of level recruit. More of a developmental project guy, which I think is fine because you've got the future. Like I said, you've got the future of the position in place, hopefully. I mean, obviously, if that's not the case and DJ Lagway were to leave, that's a disaster. But I think you got to operate under the assumption that that's not happening. So.
Yeah, I was certainly under the impression when we got Will Griffin to commit a couple months before the season even, I think, that he's kind of the guy that they see as the one taking the helm from Lagway. But I do still love bringing in a guy like Tramell Jones, who maybe he has like another growth spurt. He's only 6'1". 6'1" is not drastically short, but Lagway's 6'3". Our former quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson was 6'4", Trask 6'5". You do probably want a taller QB. AR coming out of high school was only 6'2" and was ranked at like 199. So these guys, they're still young. They still can hit their growth spurts and take that next step to being a bigger talent.
Yeah, 100%.